I am Axel. I'm going to be your host today. I am based in Vancouver. I am one of the founders of Book Club, if people have heard about it. I have been also with Cannabis. I also work in a retail. I manage retail. We have, of course, in the background, Casey from Budtenders Association, and then we have Megan.
Hi, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here. I am honored to be a part of this today with you. It is my first time connecting with the BTA community. Today, you probably know that we are here to talk about general admission. I've already seen some, things in the chat about Tiger Blood being a legacy. I saw some Rainbow Sherb. I'm sure someone's doing some peach rings, maybe some Blue Rocket. So we just so appreciate and love the support, you guys. And I'm really, really thrilled to be able to present to you. You are the first group in all of Canada to receive this particular education deck on our general admission edibles. So excited. That's what we're going to be going through today. Certainly, if you have any questions, I would love for you to drop them in the chats. We're definitely going to have time at the end as well, if you have any other questions. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So I guess I will formally introduce myself. As Axel was saying, Eitan is our head of education at Decibel, and he is off with his wife and beautiful baby girl on a parental leave. And I'm so glad that they are taking this time, because you only have this time once, right, Eitan? Like, it is so crucial. And, I was given the opportunity to come on and join Team Decibel as interim head of education. Big shoes to fill with Eitan, because he's got some of the best charisma and energy and cannabis knowledge out there. So I'm so honored to be a part of his legacy. So if we haven't had a chance to meet yet, I'm so thankful that you're here. My name is Megan, and I am based out of Edmonton, Alberta, born and raised though in Winnipeg. So if there's any prairie peeps, drop it in the chat, 204 for life. If you have, any questions, I'm always here for you guys. Anything, Quest, general admission, future, forward facing, Vox, which will give you a little preview at the end of today. That's my contact information. And a couple of Instagram accounts to follow along with the fun, Meg Loves Weed and Decibel.education. I think it's fun to share a little bit about where I was, leading up to this. I know that, Casey and the crew did a beautiful intro for me on social, but in case you didn't get a chance to see that, I really, the foundation of my career was with MAC Cosmetics. I was working at a counter while I was going to university. I finished my degree, and like many elder millennials, I went, well, what do I do now with my BA? And so I just worked my way up through the company, and I became a national trainer with them and oversaw the Prairie region. And that's actually what brought me out from Winnipeg to Alberta. And that really is what solidified my love of training and education. And, I had been a casual consumer, and then definitely in my later 20s, early 30s, that's when I started to consume cannabis more regularly. But I was what I call like a closeted cannabis smoker. I didn't do it with anybody else. It was really just something for me. And I, was scared. It was illegal and like all of that stuff. And then when legalization time was happening, I was so thrilled that I got tapped on the shoulder from Fire and Flower to be a part of the original team. I was employee number 50. And the company trainer hired on a whole bunch of people from all over the country and created, our onboarding program for the retail people and our customer service model. So that was really, kind of my foray into the cannabis space. Got a chance to get my level 1, level 2 cannabis sommelier with CannaReps, which is invaluable. Julie was my teacher. She's amazing. And then now I'm honored to be a part of Team Decibel on the LP side. So without further ado, why you're here, let's talk about general admission, the brand that has taken the world by storm. Well, the world, at least Canada for now. So to go over a little bit about what we are all about before we dive into the new products, when we think about general admission, we want you to think about something big, something bold, something that really brings people together. We want people to be excited about our products and for, those flavors to be loud and in charge. And I think for so many of you who've had a chance to try our products, that to be true. And definitely going into our new product innovation, that stays the same. We really wanted to create products as well that were accessible and approachable. When it comes to concentrates, not everybody's going to want a dab rig, right? But people may want to experience, the concentrate high and to experience, something with a higher potency. So really, with our products, we want to create something that is really accessible and straightforward and that pretty much anybody can consume. So our lineup, as you may know, is our THC Disty carts. We've got some live resin options, the fuzzy bats, those infused pre-rolls that changed the game, and some whole flower. And now today, our edibles. So, when we're talking about edibles, I think it's an important thing for us to go over, what exactly happens when you consume an edible and how is that high different than what you may experience by, smoking a joint or, maybe vaping a cart. It really is very different. And the main reason for that is because of something that happens in your liver. So we know that when you eat something, it's got to go through your digestive tract and then make its way through the liver. What's really interesting is that when the liver actually, metabolizes THC, it turns it into a more intense and more even stronger form of THC, which is known as 11-hydroxy-THC. So this is why a lot of people report that they feel like they got really, really high off of an edible versus just, taking a couple of puffs off of a joint or maybe even the same amount of THC, but an edible hits them a lot more. So this is something really great to consider, when you're talking to your customers. There are some people for sure out there that 10 milligrams of THC is like a light breeze through their hair. It probably won't do too much, right? I might be one of them. But there are other people that, maybe, smoke the occasional joint or two and think that an edible won't actually give them a new high or a different high or a more intense high. And it's a really great way to introduce that to them as well. As we know too, when you take an edible, because it takes a longer time for it to actually feel the effects because it's got to go through your body and go through the liver, as I mentioned, when the edible actually passes through, there are some things that can actually help out your trip. Because if you actually go into consuming an edible and you are already on a full stomach, it's going to actually take longer for the edible to kick in and potentially reduce the overall effect and the potency as well. And then the other thing to consider and always to recommend to your customer is to start low and go slow, because I think many of us have either experienced or have heard of the people who take the edible, wait a little bit, don't feel anything, take more, and then in about an hour, they're seeing God, right? So we want to make sure that that people who are having this, that they have a really good trip. And then the other thing as well is that if you actually want the bioavailability to be a little bit more potent, a little bit more intense, we know that THC is fat soluble. So if you actually have a bit of a snack that is in a higher fat content, so something like your chips or your chicken nuggies, they're actually going to be able to do a really great job of helping the bioavailability of that edible within your system. So before we go on, to the nitty gritty of the edibles, I just wanted to, open it up because I know that there is a wealth of knowledge and information, and experience on this call. Would love to know from you guys, what you love about edibles, if you have any other tips or tricks or anything like that.
I love edibles for older people who don't particularly want to necessarily smoke something. I have a 94-year-old grandma, and she quite enjoys the edibles as long as the THC content is on the lower side. But for older people, I find that they are, and I'm trying to get, I guess the younger people into it. But my problem is, again, where they overeat and you're like, no, start slow. Start low and go slow. And yeah, I don't know. I find like my dad's generation, I guess. They just eat a bunch because they're used to that immediate high. And it's like, it just doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Totally. I love that. Thank you for shouting out your Canna Grandma customer. I love that. I hope to be that 94-year-old one day. And, I think that in general, too, I think that that's a really great point that you bring up, is that edibles in many ways actually make cannabis more accessible for new consumers or consumers who don't consume a lot, because we know that it can be intimidating. And there are many people who do not want to smoke at all, right? Not vape, not smoke, not have anything that they're inhaling, right? So yeah, I love that you brought that up. Thank you so much, Michelle. So appreciate that.
And just another, I was gonna say, even though it's off topic, but it's still like, these are from BC gummies, right? Because my other homie let me try them, and it's like even full spectrum THC, right? Gummies. So it's like, you don't really taste that weed, but you're gonna get high. So it's like, it's a different effect because you try the edibles that are 10 milligrams at any like store, right? And it takes usually 30 minutes, 40 minutes on average for it to kick in if you're used to it or not used to it. And it's just like, with those ones, it's like a hit or miss, because sometimes you like it, sometimes you taste the weed, sometimes it doesn't affect you. But with like this bottle here, right, is my brother gave me to try it. It's take 2 of them, it's 150 milligrams indica, and I feel like it works, and I love it.
Nice.
I love smoking joints, but I find like socially, I almost prefer like smaller groups or like hanging out by myself and smoking. But edibles, I find are really accessible for me and like socializing. Smoking is like so quick, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm like amongst a bunch of people and like all weird and stuff.
Okay, but you're a new dad, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 2 teenagers in my house. I do really enjoy edible aspects, but I will tell you, I have highly educated my teenagers so they kind of stay away from cannabis at this point, unless it's like, CBD or something. But you just wait, because the edible, the one thing that I find with people who have kids my kids' age or even younger is you have to keep them out of the way, because they are just so
really great point, Michelle. Yes,
so easy for teenagers to get their hands on, and even younger kids. You don't always think about it, but just I can't imagine what you're going to go through as the cannabis industry evolves as your child gets older. Right? It's already evolved so much.
It really, really has. I hope that, as I have a 5-year-old daughter, so a little bit older than Eitan's 5.5-month-old daughter. But I really hope that, no matter where the industry goes, that the stigma is alleviated. I think that that's my biggest hope and my biggest desire. And a huge reason why I'm personally in the industry as well is because I really want us to end the stigma. I think that this product and this plant is amazing and has helped so many people. Yes, Michelle, thank you. Yes, totally.
What is amazing with cannabis, there is so many ways of consuming it that I feel that, and with all those cannabinoids, there is always a fit for someone. That's what's amazing. And also a good safety tips for everyone here who Budtend. That's so funny that Eitan is like, when I socialize, I want to do edibles and not smoke, because the smoke is, me, it's the total opposite. When I do edibles, I feel lazy. I don't want to talk. I'm in my couch. So
there you go.
Very, very different. We are all
usually I'll take it before I go to bed.
Go slow and very low. That's very the way for sure. And then remember that it's unique to everyone. What's gonna do something for you might be like the total opposite. So keep that disclaimer and have it as working together. We'll figure it out together what works on you, and that's the beauty with cannabis.
I love that. Another thing that I like to recommend, just because this is personally how I like to enjoy edibles, because that 10 milligrams maybe isn't as much for me anymore. It's those general admission infused pre-rolls, you guys, that torched my tolerance a little bit. But I like to layer my high. That's what I call it. So I eat an edible and then I smoke my joint. And then by the time I'm done smoking my joint, hopefully that edible is starting to kick in at the same time. So you can actually get like a really amazing, intense high, full body experience, So that's something I definitely recommend if you have never done that before, or recommend to your customers who maybe haven't tried that.
Like when I was maybe like 15, 17, you know, I was curious about edibles, went out to the black market and I ordered like a 10,000 milligram edible of a brownie. I took like not even 2 bites. I like passed out in between my door and my hallway for like 2 hours. My mom had to check if I was breathing. But that was good. That was the one time.
You learned it the hard way. That's how we call it.
It's true. All right. So I think we're going to go on to learn a little bit about what are these GA gummies all about, you guys. First of all, I think that they are absolutely stunning.
Are these gummies or these edibles available on the Ontario market yet? And if not, or if they are, or when?
Great question. So they are launching first in Alberta and BC, and they are going to be launching in the fall, in late September, early October, just because of the Ontario product call and when we were able to submit it, and so when it's going to be. So don't you be worried though. I'm going to be out in Toronto mid-July, and you know I'm going to be bringing cases of these for you guys to try.
Also, Megan, I believe some people received some samples already. If some of these people are here, please share your feedback or be ready to share your feedback. I'll let you.
Absolutely. I think we'll just go over the little details here about, kind of a bit about them, and then we'll go into each flavor and then maybe shout out if you got a sample of that flavor. Does that sound good? Amazing. So one of the things that I just absolutely love about this gummy is she's a thick gummy, and I appreciate that she's a thick gummy. It is an 8-gram gummy, which means it is a solid 2 bites. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a part of the general admission brand, meant to look like a ticket. And then we've got that beautiful, GA on there. We did intentionally do split colored gummies. And that's just kind of give you an indicator that if you sort of bite here, have half of it, then that's sort of like a microdose. Just because we know with so many people who do really like edibles, they, as we mentioned, the Canagramma, like we want people to be able to have, just a bite and it be a good bite and that they feel like they're in control of their experience. Just to give you guys a little sneak peek or to let you know, down the road, this will actually be a rippable ticket. So it'll be a perforation down the middle. So it's like you're ripping a ticket, which is so fun. But I guess that perforating a gummy, it sounds kind of complicated to me. So it wasn't ready in time for the launch, but it is something to look forward to. The other thing as well is that when we are going to be talking about all of the flavors, is that you really can choose your adventure. We are, putting out just THC, and then we are finally introducing into the general admission lineup some other cannabinoids, which is so fun. And then, of course, there is going to be really big, bold flavors that you know and love. Like I'm obsessed with Tiger Blood and Blue Rocket. And then what's really neat is that we are introducing new flavors to the general admission family when we are talking about minor cannabinoids. And the reason for that is so that you don't go, that pineapple, that honeydew boba, is that the one with CBD or whatever? So the way that we're working it is that if it is a flavor that exists in general admission cart or infused pre-roll, those will be only THC gummies. So if you see Tiger Blood, you see Blue Rocket, you know that one is just THC. And then as soon as you see a flavor that's different, then that's going to be an indicator to you that there's a different cannabinoid in there with the THC as well. So let's go into the details. So as I was mentioning to you, these are our, flavors that are the THC specific. They are both an indica offering like the pre-roll and vape. And, I've had a chance to try them. I have here the packages so that you guys can actually see what they look like as well. As you can tell, they've been opened and they're flat. That means I've eaten them because they are so delicious. So the Blue Rocket to me really is that like blue raspberry. Like it is so, it's tart and it's got that berry note to it. And then something as well is that we have done a sugar sour coating for almost all of them, and I'm going to show you the one just on the next slide that doesn't have it. But for both of these, they do have a really delicious sour sugar coating on it that just creates an even more elevated experience and makes you just want to eat more. So Blue Rocket, Tiger Blood, there's going to be 2 5-milligram pieces per package. Would love to know if anybody on the call got a Blue Rocket or a Tiger Blood sample and what you thought.
That sounds yummy. I can't wait to try.
I was like, I have uninfused samples here, and I'm going to, just because I've eaten all the infused before this and I couldn't get my hands on any more. So, because it's not in market yet, which is so fun. So it's like going to be like the Food Network. I'm going to eat in front of you guys and let you know. I don't know if you can see my face. Like, it is sour. Like, it definitely has that nice little, like, make your mouth water. I just had the Blue Rocket.
The tears, the sour tear.
Oh yeah, it's so sour, but it's like a delightful sour, you know? It's not like oh no, now my mouth is ruined, that kind of sour. So the Blue Rocket, definitely that cherry, lime, blue raspberry. I often say like Blue Rocket, it's that blue in the rocket popsicle. That's why it's called Blue Rocket. So if anybody loves sour blue raspberry, this is going to be the one for them. Now, Tiger Blood. Oh man, it's so good. It's strawberry and it's watermelon. And then you've got that sour. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, I think for a lot of people too, they know these flavors. And I think it's going to be really fun for them to be able to experience the same flavors in something that's edible, So those are just our THC. And those are in what I call our flavor families. And now we have new flavors in the general admission family because we're playing around with cannabinoids. Pineapple guava is going to be our 1-to-1 THC CBD. We're finally putting out a CBD product. Well, is going to be a sour coated. That one is so delightful. It's very tropical, right? Like, it's pineapple, it's guava. In terms of the high, personally, I did find that the sour got me. The Blue Rocket and the Tiger Blood were more of the indica, just like the IPR and the cart. This one, I love a 1-to-1. I feel like I can do chores happily, I feel like I often call CBD my BS buffer. Like, I can just handle people's BS like a little bit better on it, and I absolutely love it. So out of curiosity, did anyone get a chance to try the pineapple guava? This is what it's going to look like. This is the package. So again, we're trying to color code, right? As well.
A quick question for you, Megan.
Yes.
What the THC and the CBD, can you tell us where it's from?
Where it's from? Like the distillate?
It's distillate based.
Yes, it is. Yes, you got it. So same as, the rest of the general admission products, it is going to be distillate.
Because you tasted it. So with it infused and not infused, do you taste any difference or no?
Oh, such a great question. Because our distillate at general admission is double distilled, and that is for our carts, for what's in our pre-rolls and everything, that second distillation process removes all of the cannabis taste. So the non-infused gummies that I'm trying right now taste identical to the infused that I did try, because that's what was in these, right? You got the good old stop sign THC sticker on there, right? And then we are finally going into a minor cannabinoid, CBN. But CBN is totally having its moment. This is our pomegranate dragon fruit. I do have one of the gummies here. This one, it is just a single color, but it will be the bicolor, just so that you guys can kind of get an idea of the size and then also the shape. What's really nice that we did for this one, because it's CBN, we did not sour coat this one. And that was done very intentionally because a lot of people, as we know, use CBN because of its highly sedative effects to use before bedtime. Not everybody wants that extra bit of, sour sugar right before going to sleep. So that's the reason why this particular one does not have the sour coating. So this one has a, 5 milligrams of THC and 2.5 milligrams of CBN per gummy. And then when I try it, I'm going to try the non-infused.
I have to say that's very smart, the non-coding. I totally agree that for me, it's all part of the experience, and you also have that placebo and that aromatic effect. And when you have that punch sour, it always wakes you. And that's a very good call for something that is,
totally
more for like a nighttime kind of setting.
You got it, Axel.
That's very smart.
Yeah, no. And, having it now, when you actually just mentioned, like, to me, pomegranate and dragon fruit, it is more of a mellow flavor. Like, it's not something that makes you want to like get up and dance, right? It is more chill. It's still really yummy, delightful. And I think too, the kind of the strategy with this as well is take a fruit that people know, and then maybe a fruit that people aren't as familiar with. And when you pair those together, it typically creates a really nice flavor combination and something that a lot of people can enjoy and get behind.
Definitely.
So there you go. Did anyone get a chance to try the pomegranate dragon fruit? I don't know if I asked that one yet.
I believe some people did. I've seen it somewhere in the chat, I believe. At least the non-infused. Yes, Arushi, I believe I've tried it.
Hey? Would love to know thoughts on flavor, texture.
He said he loved the shape, loved the flavor, and formulation, I believe. Arushi, if you can share, if you're able to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, I just tried it. I have right here with me. I don't know if you can see my video.
Live. There she is. Hi, Arushi. Nice to meet you.
Yes, and it's super tasty. I love the formula, and it's CBN, and I think it's really thoughtful how you guys didn't sugarcoat it because of the usage during the nighttime. So I love it, and also it's a very one-of-a-kind of flavor. I haven't seen many gummies have that cross, the pomegranate and dragon fruit. Super tasty.
Isn't it? It's very tasty, isn't it? Right? Mm-hmm. Like it's a really delightful flavor. Oh well, I'm so excited to hear how you feel the effect as well. I know that you just ate it, so we'll have to get back to you in 20 to 30, but or however long your metabolism is. Depends for me. Yeah.
I will keep you posted.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Rushi, for showing the package. So this one is our pink package.
We also have Jet asking, are the minor cannabinoid yeast culture? Like, meaning what's the source? Where do minors cannabinoid from?
Oh, that's a great question. They don't tell me that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That would have been nice to know.
Yes. I can double check, but as far as I know, these are distillates that we source, and we always choose, the highest quality. It's got to be double distilled. So it's, really smooth. And so when you also do that double distillation as well, it really allows the flavor to pop, right? That's why our vape carts are so flavorful. That's why these are going to be so flavorful.
More so because of what's happening in the US and the fact that it's very unregulated over there. So there is a lot of like excess and unsafe practice over there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely, I've noticed some consumers start to have that awareness and asking like, where those like the minor are derived from, or is it directly from the plant extracted?
I was just saying that, you gotta remember that when it comes to THC, terpenes, they play a big part because the 80% of the high comes from terpenes, right? And THC plus the terpenes is called the entourage effect.
Mm-hmm.
It is true for the entourage effect, but they actually, like a few months, like 6 to a year ago, they actually did a study that showcasing that it's more than the terpene that plays into the high. It's actually just the aroma and flavor itself, because
it's all psychological.
A compound that creates the smell and aroma of cannabis. Basically, terpene is only driving like the sour, like citrus, and floral, and all the rest like the gas, the fruits and stuff like this, it's other compound like that are also very volatile. So it's very, very complex. It's very much the aroma, like you say, it's the smell, the flavor that's plus the cannabinoid that will drive that high. It's very, very, very complex. It's amazing.
You got it.
You're correct. Like that's exactly correct. You gotta remember that everything, when you're smoking something, you're actually gonna be affecting all your 5 senses. If you believe in your sixth sense, you're gonna affect your 6 senses, right? So
totally true.
Smell, taste. Like to my customers, I tell them, you know what, before, like, you know, like, what's your favorite food? And they like, okay. I'm like, okay. They're like, okay, I like pizza. Right away, I'm like, okay. So before you go to eat the pizza, you're gonna be smelling. You're gonna be thinking about it. So right away, that's one effect already. You're gonna get excited, right?
Very true. Wow.
It's an all experience, and the placebo effect also plays a lot. I've been talking to a vape formulator, and they've been doing a lot of studies like blind studies, and they did one study where they had a vape. It was distillate, and then they add a blueberry flavor to that vape. And what they did is they add yellow stickers on top. And when people was blind tested, everyone, because they saw the yellow sticker, said that it was tasting like citrus, and they were feeling uplifting. So it is very, very amazing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing up terpenes and the entourage effect. I'm actually currently working on a few educational videos, and that is one of the topics, and something actually that Axel was tapping into, esters and thiols. I think that that's really going to be a very interesting conversation that we have. And to your point, you know, from what we can understand right now, esters and thiols don't interact with the endocannabinoid system. But that overall experience, right? Like when I'm thinking about pizza, I'm going to take that. I love that, right? Like when you're thinking about it, that's one thing. And then the aroma, what that makes you feel, the memories that it brings up. Scent is such a strong, memory associated with memory.
It's the flavonoids. That's the flavonoids.
Flavonoids?
Flavonoids.
Yeah. So you have your cannabinoids and you have your terpenes. And your flavonoids, or however you want to everybody pronounces it different. It's like tomato. Anyways, it's those are, systemically what cause the entourage effect. And that's what I think you were referring to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Amazing.
They're doing a lot more research into it now, which is awesome, but it is and then can I just respond to someone's question in case they didn't see a response? Yes, foods do have terpenes in them as well as cannabis plants.
All the plants are creating terpenes.
Amazing.
Terpenes, So you do find them in other sources, but
for esters and thiol, for example, esters, it's anything fruit. So bananas, pineapple, strawberry, all of that.
Yeah.
Mango.
And then anything skunky, funky, it's thiol. And that you're gonna find it in flesh, dead flesh, poop, skunk pee. All the funky stuff in life, it's the thiol that create that. And this is so volatile. True. One small particle in the whole room, like you're gonna puke yourself and you're gonna want to leave the room.
Yeah.
It is insanely potent.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, it's remarkable that there's a skunk's spray has 7 thiols. So those are the 4 flavors that we are launching. Very excited to be able to have, I think a great assortment, different flavors. This is to give you a little bit more insight, just because these are questions that I definitely had as well. One of the big things, absolutely, we are vegan friendly and we are gluten free. So we are pectin based. And we're gluten-free as well. So, I personally, actually, I'll open this up. Someone said to me the other day that in their own personal experience, the pectin gummies slap harder than the gelatin gummies. So I'm personally going on like a little bit of a research discovery rabbit hole, trying to figure out if pectin creates better bioavailability than gelatin. So if you guys ever find anything or you know about this, please let me know. Let's talk about this, because I was super fascinated that I was like, wow, okay, well, pectin, there might be something in there, right? That actually makes it so that it's more bioavailable. It could be just that person's experience. But at the same time, I don't know, anybody on the call, have any of you experienced more of a high with pectin or gelatin gummies? Because I think when we talk about pectin versus gelatin, the main conversation outside of if it's vegan vegan friendly or not, is the texture, right? Like a pectin gummy is going to be softer, a little bit more like a chew. And that's actually why we've categorized these as soft chews, not gummies. And then a gelatin is going to have more of that gummy texture. Just to let you guys know the phenotype that's also going to be listed on the package. So for now, we've got tiger blood and blue rocket and pomegranate dragon fruit, all as our indicas. And then we have one hybrid, which is going to be our pineapple guava. Do you guys want to know? I'm going to give you a sneak peek about some new flavors that are going to be coming out for gummies in the fall. So I think in Ontario, it might be a little bit later, but for the rest of us, it's going to be fall time. So we're going to continue on with our flavor families, and they are going to be the THC gummies, Grapey Grape, and 5 Loco. Now, if you have not had a chance to try either of these, right now it's only Grapey Grape disposable and 510 cart available. It is grape Kool-Aid, you guys. I have never tried anything like it. Like, I'm like, it's like New York. It's so good they named it twice. It is so grapey. And 5 Loco, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with 5 Loco. It is our newest sativa offering, and it tastes like a cherry blaster. It's cherry and it's lime. And what's really cool about the infused pre-rolls that are becoming available is that it's going to be 5 half grams in a package.
It looks fantastic. People's going to go crazy on that.
Amazing. So those are going to be the 2 new, THC gummies that are going to be launched after we've got these 4. And I'm so excited. A passion fruit mango CBG. Yes. So excited because I don't know about you guys. I call it CBG. G stands for giggle. I am a giggle monster on CBG. I love it. I feel like it elevates my mood. I'm like, there's got to be something happening with my serotonin there because it is so, so good. So definitely something to look forward to. Because I'll admit, when I first saw, I was like, CBN and CBD. Okay. Because like, I'm just such a fan of CBG. So knowing it's on the horizon, I wanted to share that with you guys too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too. I'm mostly a joint smoker, but like in a joint form. It's the one I called it the cocaine cannabinoids. It always gets me like talkative. I want to go. I want to do things. It's really nice.
It's true. Hey, I love it. Yeah, it is the get up and dance. Like you want to go, right? CBG go, CB go. Love it. Amazing. So that's pretty much it for our edible portion. I wanted to finish off today just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. In 2 weeks from tonight, we're back again together. I'm so excited to be with you again. And in 2 weeks, we are talking about our newest brand and the newest product within our brand, Vox, and the first product, Vox Pops. So we just launched this on LinkedIn from our company. So it is out in the world now. It's going to be available to order in Alberta and BC by the end of this month. And then it's going to be available in the fall time in Ontario. So this one is the one with the flavor pop and the filter. We are the first to market with the crushable flavor joint. So if you've ever had a Camel Crush, this is it in a joint, which we are so excited about. So there's a few different flavors. I don't want to spoil it. So if you want to learn more about these, you got to come back next week. Sounds good?
2 weeks. 2 weeks or next week.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. July 6th.
Yes. 2 weeks.
Already signed up.
And also, if you don't mind going back to the last slide, because I don't know if everyone is aware, there is a giveaway at the end of that session. 5 lucky persons going to have 2 vape and 1 beautiful hoodie from General Admission. Yes. There's going to be a quick quiz about all those edibles we talk about, and the 5 people who answer the fastest and, of course, with the right answer will have that beautiful, the 2 vapes and the hoodie. I'm really excited.
I was just saying that if you guys know, we do not actually do a lot of swag. It is custom made. Like when we do swag, it is for a very specific purpose. So I'm going to make sure that you guys get some beautiful hoodies because I love a good hoodie, and you're going to have that nice TA ticket on the front.
I was about to say, right now, what differentiates swag, it's like when it's actually quality, when you wash it more than 3 times and you actually like left and it's comfortable. Like, I love that.
Absolutely. And for so many of us, we've seen how useless or wasteful swag is. Like, and we do not want that, right? Like we don't want things to not be sustainable. And to your point, we want to make sure that it's really excellent quality. So, and then also a part of that hoodie, so you're going to like look really fly. And then I want you to be popping on our new, you'll get Grapey Grape and Minted, our 2 newest carts. Minted, this is the coolest vape I have ever tried. It is an experience. Like, you do not just feel it in your mouth, you actually feel it in your chest. So the reason why is because of the terpene profile on it. So it's got pinene, makes sense, eucalyptal, and borneol. So with those 3 particular terpenes, it actually feels almost like a Vicks vapor rub. Like it feels, yeah. And so if you love eucalyptus, like this is the cart of your dreams, because it just like, I've never felt something that I actually feel like I can breathe better after consuming it, right? Normally I don't feel that way about, smoking weed or carts or anything like that. But this one, like you actually feel it and it creates like a little bit of a chill down your spine. So excited for you guys to be able to try out Minted.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely know some people who's gonna go crazy on that. It's like, it's love or hate kind of product. People love menthol, people hate it. It's, you won't have like an average. It's either you're gonna have the chronic on it or the one who don't do it.
Exactly, right? Totally. It is. Mint is a very divisive one. I don't think it's quite as divisive as the Rainbow Sherb in our lineup. I call Rainbow Sherb the cilantro of our lineup because I've received so much split feedback. Like, people love it, people hate it. It's like one or the other, which is remarkable.
I love it.
Why I don't get the sampler pack.
See, there you go. Actually, since you mentioned the sampler pack, thank you so much. You guys want to know what the new flavors for the sampler pack are going to be? The taster pack?
Sure.
Amazing. So we are just starting to switch out by the end of this month at our warehouse, the plant in Calgary. They're switching out the flavors. It is going to be Grapey Grape, Watermelon Splash, and we had to put a unicorn flavor in there like Rainbow Sherb, and it is called Likey Lychee. So we were putting out a lychee. I cannot wait to try it. I'm a big fan of lychee. Can't wait.
Me too.
As far as I know, both phenos for Grapey Grape and Watermelon Splash are indica. I don't know yet which pheno Likey Lychee is. My guess is it's a sativa or a hybrid. So something to look forward to. So when that actually ends up rolling into your market, will probably be like end of the summer, like July, August. It really just depends how quickly, your provincial board moves through what's available in the warehouse. But yeah, we're switching it out. So get ready. And so for all the people who love Rainbow Sherb, let them know you love this, buy these taster packs because it's going. And then if you don't like it, just wait. Then you're going to have a new flavor.
That's amazing. Regarding the questions, we will announce the winner by email, and then we will ask for your address, and then we will be able to ship the goodies. So check your email in the next couple of hours, and maybe you're gonna be the lucky winner of these beautiful vapes and hoodie. So 5 winners.
I'll stop sharing the screen. Everybody feels good about this. Please come back in 2 weeks for Vox Pops. But my goodness, thank you guys so much.
Is there any way that we can actually get like a hard copy of the for like your new products coming out? For me, I like to have them on file for when I'm working with a new client and finding products that best are suited for their needs.
You know what? That is such a great call out. And something I'd actually love to be able to let you guys know about is that I can provide this for you if we do a virtual PK session with your team. And how you can book that. Yes. How you can do that is actually if you go to Meg Loves Weed on Instagram, the link in the bio, it'll show you can book a Quest PK or a general admission PK, and it brings you to a booking site so that you can actually pick your time. And then we'll go from there. And then that way, and so it will also be for Vox as well. We got to add that one too. But yes, we would love to be able to get this in your hands and to be educating your team. Typically, a lot of stores, they maybe have 1 or 2 person coverage, which is so understandable. So typically, I'll do a PK with the manager or lead budtender, whatever. We record the session, and then you guys can have it available afterwards. And then certainly I can get you the deck as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. My team did a PK the other week. Amazing. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. Any last question before we partake? Everyone loved it, Megan. That was amazing. Thank you so much. The presentation was great. I can't wait to put my hand on those edibles.
I can't wait to get some in your hands.
I'm gonna thanks everyone for joining. That was an amazing session. I'm just gonna double check on any last question. I don't see any.
Yeah,
so
please.
I think we are good. Thank you so much, everyone. I had a blast, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the Vox session.
Amazing. Thank you guys for all you do. I can't do any of this without you.